Hello and welcome to Momma B in 2020 Tarot Show. I'm your hostess, Millennial Fanatic for Love, Peace, and Happiness Tarot here in Las Vegas, Nevada. And if you'd like a reading like this, you can go to my website to secure your reading. Thank you so much. Let's get right into this. Let's just go. What card do we want to pull first? And I'm getting the Heart Tarot. I haven't used this one on the show in a while. This is the first card that wants to come out for you. So let's see what messages want to come through. Yes, so grateful. All right. Okay, so I'm hearing the first card out will be what you're moving to in 2020. The bottom of the deck will be what you're leaving behind from the last decade. And in 2020, what you're moving into in your heart space, right? This is decade long, I'm hearing. This is going to be decade long for you. I know we're moving into a new year. We've begun the new year. We're really starting to get our feet dipped into it. We haven't jumped all the way in yet, but we'll get there too. So let's see. What is the message right now for Momma B 2020 and beyond? Yes. Hello, Georgina. Lovely to have you in our audience. And here we go. This is a bonus card. First off, you got the bonus. So that's important. And I heard to take the first off this stack. So we've got the Knave of Swords. Knave of Swords. The bottom of the deck is the Three of Cups. So I see that you had a lot of time where you've been really nurturing children, but I see you now as these children are growing. I feel like you're going to be having to say things a little more bluntly, is what I'm hearing. Bluntly. You're going to have to be more blunt in speech. And I'm also hearing that you have the ability to walk a very balanced path, but I feel also that there's going to be some emotional mastery that is being called for from you. And really it's like with where you allow your thoughts to go and how tactfully you're communicating your feelings is what I'm getting is coming up for you. So I see an evolution coming in because you've always been I hear very soft. It's almost like now you're being asked to add an edge of raw bluntness to your communications with everyone and everything in your life. Cheers. So more bluntness, more directness, less beating, less sugarcoating, less worrying about how they're feeling, more just trying to communicate. And I'm hearing the word convey the ideas that are on your mind. So you have the Three of Cups and the Knave of Swords. Let's see what is your word of clarity moving into this new energy. Oh, okay. We're going to take the top one off of there. Experience. Wow. Remember to value each of these experiences as that's exactly what they're there for you to have another experience. Let's see what's at the bottom of the deck here. Okay. And this is interesting because this one wasn't facing the right way. I had to flip it over to see it, which sometimes happens with this deck. So it's like there's something that you've ignored that's going to come into a bolder experience, and now you won't be able to ignore it anymore. It's going to become more obvious to you where, this experience is something that you like to add some shift to. And so I feel that has a lot to do with you bluntly speaking your mind, speaking how you really feel in a very tactful place, not to be rude, but to be, and I'm getting the word assertive. So assertiveness is coming up for you because I feel like you've built the habit of letting things pass, giving free passes, just letting bygones be bygones in so many ways. And I just feel like, as those patterns haven't shifted, it's being called for some of the things to be addressed. So wherever that's falling into your life experience right now, it's coming up for you, definitely in 2020 to address. And this is going to set, I'm hearing this is going to set the pace for how you move forward. And I'm getting boundary setting, healthy boundaries where you're still open to be connected, but still able to honor how you feel and your own needs, and just being more able to be more tactful with that. I feel like family really asks, I feel like family really asks, and I'm getting the word demands a lot from you. And that can be a real challenge at times. I'm being guided to pull an animal spirit card for you. The animal spirit deck. Let's see which animal spirit wants to speak for you and be a sign and a synchronicity and a helpful energy for you. Okay. Hello, Catherine. Let's see. Accuracy, truth, and clarity. Which is the animal spirit for Momma B at this time? Thank you, thank you, thank you, Mr. Scott. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay. You had two fall out, and I'm being advised to keep both. So I'll put the rest of the deck back, and we'll look at your two animal spirits that want to be here with you and be supportive and synchronistic signs for you. So when you see anything that makes this trigger in your memory, that is a sign that you're on your path, you are supported, and you're doing just as you should be. So the first one is the tiger. I like the imagery that this deck uses. The photos are really gorgeous. It says primal power, creation, sexuality, and perception. These are the symbolism of the tiger. Primal power. So it's just instinctive. It's just naturally powerful. Creation, sexuality, perception, the way you're viewing things, the way we see things, the ability to see from afar. Okay. While all the feline images denote power, tigers are particularly powerful. In China, they are considered the king of all beasts. In Hindu mythology, the tiger is associated with the goddess Kali, who represents creation, sexuality, and death. In traditional Sumatran culture, tigers were killed only in self-defense out of fear of inspiring the collective hostility of other tigers. When Europeans began setting tiger traps in Sumatra, the local inhabitants would go out to the traps to explain to the animals that the devices were not constructed with their consent. In this painting, Tiger Eye, the tiger is framed in a kind of cartouche, which implies regal status and emphasizes the eye motif. Like all cats, tigers have binocular vision, which gives them greater depth of vision and the ability to judge distances accurately. The eye of the tiger symbolizes sound judgment and keen perception. So again, this card goes well with the card of experience, the word of clarity that came out for you. And this is letting us know, like, you have, like I said with this, you have ability to stay grounded. I saw the black and white in this card, and I realized, like, oh, this is her being able to stay balanced and grounded and look at situations and see all the light and the dark and really be able to see the duality of things, right? And so I feel like for you, definitely anywhere where you felt the need to judge or decide that there should be some level of distance, I got that was okay. Not only was it okay, but this is a calling from your soul. There's a reason why you feel the need to distance yourself from certain energies, right? And regal status is letting me know that you have really become extremely receptive, which makes you extremely creative in regards to your thought processes and your spirit very much being highlighted. Because what I'm seeing is like you're receiving the intuition stronger than ever before. And you're able to translate those intuitive notions, tinglings, callings on your soul into intelligible, actionable steps, processes, communication, etc. Okay, let's see what this other animal spirit is that I've drawn for you today. It says the swan. Wow, I love the energy of the swan. It always makes me think of my mother, because she for 13 years my mother pressed clothes, and she was the best clothes presser in the whole city area. And they used to always try to take her away from her job, but she liked who she worked for. She liked where she worked, and she could have made more in other places, but she really appreciated the people that she worked for. And the name of it was the Swan Cleaners. So every time the swan comes out, I think of my mom and how loving and giving her soul was. And that's the energy I got from the Three of Cups at the bottom of here, like the mother that will do anything for her children, like an extremely loving and nurturing mother. Okay, but let's see what the swan symbolism has to say for you. It says transformation, loss of innocence, and beauty. The painting of a swan maiden represents a common motif in the mythologies and folk tales of many cultures around the globe, from Native American to Slavic. Although the story varies from place to place, the basic plot is the same. A young man finds the feathered robe or skin of a swan maiden, a goddess-like creature, which she has temporarily shed to assume a human form. Although the youth attempts to hide the feathers from the maiden, which would allow him to possess her, the swan finds its feathers, assumes its animal form, and leaves the youth. The lost swan thus symbolizes the departure of youthful innocence and the passage to maturity. In some versions of the story, the swan dies. In Greek mythology, the swan song is the beautiful song sung by the swan just before death. And so I see a transformation coming through you in the way you interact with those in your care. I see that they go from being a lot more babied, is literally the word that I'm getting is baby, to like being not necessarily pushed out of the nest, but in a sense, yes, because it's like I'm not any longer going to just do this or that for you, and you have to fill in the blank because you know exactly what you're doing that's sitting uncomfortably within you, and you're already been feeling like, okay, yeah, I might have to slow this down some. I might have to slow this down, is what you've been getting. And you will, in perfect timing for yourself, do that. Okay. All right. Thank you. So I have a deck here of major arcanas. So there are only the Fool through the world here. Okay. And what we're going to do is pull an overview energy for you for 2020 from this deck, specifically only 2020, because the heart deck came up over the next decade. And I just see you allowing grown children to really kind of like do their own thing. Like, you're grown, it's time for you to move on. And maybe it's not children, maybe it's others who are really in a place where they can take care of themselves now, but maybe there's some fear or resistance in it. And you're just going to be there to lovingly allow space for that expansion. And also so that way you can allow yourself to experience more of the things that you've been ignoring that have been calling on your heart for yourself, that don't involve those other parties, like, this is for me, you can't come type of energy that I'm feeling there. So it's like there's some things that you want to do just for you. And it's not literally they can't come. It's just like, whether you come or not, like, okay, fine, you want to join along, fine. But this is me. Don't interrupt. This is what I'm doing. And I literally see, so this can have something to do with a spiritual quest or a purpose that you have on your heart really heavy, because first off, the card that came out is the Star. And this is about fate and destiny and healing. Okay. What I saw was you in some sort of, and the word meditation is coming up. I don't know if you're involved in like some Native American group where they do like sweat lodges and stuff, but those were terms that came up to me. So even if that's not exactly what your plan is, it carries that energy of a healing process that is done spiritually, that is done through your energy, right? And takes into correlation your location and your headspace and the feeling of ceremony, but I feel like this is a calling on your heart that's really strong, that's coming up for you in 2020. This lady is completely nude. I mean, everything is out, right? She's got one knee down on the beach and she's got one foot in the water. So she's grounded, but she's not afraid to process the emotions that she has. So she keeps herself grounded as she allows the emotions to pass around her. And she doesn't hold on to the emotions that she's taking in. She lets them flow from her. And also, it gives the energy of creating. As she's pouring this water out into earth and to the ocean, she is pouring out her intention and allowing, the emotion of it and the physical action of it to come together, to coalesce into accomplishing the dream. And the thing is, all the stars are supporting her. All the stars are around her, supporting her. There are 8 stars shown in this photo, and those 8 stars are giving me the energy of like the power of spirit, the power of the planetaries, the luminaries. I feel like over 2020, there will be 7 important astrological phenomenons, plus one that's absolutely major. One of them will be absolutely major. And it's like all of these astrological happenings in your life are moving. I'm seeing moving, the universe moving the proper components into their proper place to aid you in accomplishing all your goals. So I'm hearing for you, it's very important that you always remember and recall that there are always things working out on your behalf that are outside of your immediate awareness. And exactly where you are is exactly where you need to be. You've learned so much about yourself in your physical nudity, in your spiritual nudity. You've gotten real with yourself. You know what you look like, and you're okay with that. And that's a good thing, And there's a healing coming in here in this card too. So anywhere where you've wanted to heal anything physically in your energy, in your body, in your mentality, in your relationships, in your past, all you have to do right now is pour that intention out of you. So you can literally tell your body what you want it to do. We can't lose anything. We can't run from anything. What we want to do is embrace our wholeness. That's what you want to do. So anywhere, you can give things away. Anywhere where you have excess, give it away. Ask your body to give it away. Okay. And anywhere where you want to embrace your health, wealth, and love and peace and happiness, just tell your body, like, I give you permission to embrace your love, peace, health, wealth, and happiness. I give you permission to embrace all of your blessings. I give you permission to embrace all of your healing, all of your power, all of your blessings, all of this beautiful shower of love and abundance from in the physical world and in the spiritual world and in every dimension in time and space, in any vessel. So play with the wording and play with those ideas, but understand the intention and the way it's spoken out, right? Because I see a lot of power in her pouring these vessels water out. So it's totally mixing your intention into the universe, saying, hey, I know you got all that stuff going on, but here, add this into the mix. Like, that's how I see it. Add this into the mix. Everything is going great, but I'd like to add this into the mix. And it's like, what do you want to add into the mix, and how can you command that? Okay, command that. Because remember that you're not this physical vessel, my dear. You're so much grander, and your energy expands further, so much further than your physicality. And this is just a vessel in which you are able to interact in the physical world with energy for the 3D. Okay. But you are energy. And even we learned this in science class way back, like everything is made of atoms. Nothing is really solid. That's just a perception that we have. So if we could change our perceptions, we would change the matter that we see, And so I feel like there's a lot of this energy coming up for you in this. a lot of divine things happening on your behalf, synchronicities, serendipities, and the angel, or the star card here, the angel, the angel, you are the angel. Yes, you are the angel. And the blessing in this also is you're always in a safe state, like you're always protected, and you're always blessed, and you're always safe no matter where you stand in your skin, you know. And I'm hearing to pour that energy over your children, over all the things that you love in your life. Yes, pour that over everything that you want to continue to take forward with you. When doubts and worries come up about the children, you immediately cover that over with, they're blessed, safe, and protected no matter where they stand in their skin. They are loved, they're healthy, they're wealthy, they have everything they need, they're abundant, they're prosperous. So we're going to do a lot of that, I see, for you for 2020, using your words to really cover over those you love with your energy, because it is profoundly powerful. The amount of love that you have for these people adds like fuel to the fire of the magic that you make. Praise. And have you been saying thank you, thank you, thank you, I love you, I love you, I love you to your water, because it will bless you, it will bless you. And thank the body for giving away all of its excess. Thank the body for giving away all of its excess. I'm hearing thank the body for giving away all of its excess. Which tarot cards will we use for her right now today? Oh, yay. Okay, thank you. They said, well, you've been wanting to use your Sacred Circle Tarot for a while. I bought this deck. This was like the third or fourth deck I ever bought. Like, the box is so tattered. And then I figured out, hey, if I tape up the boxes, they'll last me longer. So it's preserved in its tattered state. And I found this when I was traveling to Denver. And this deck just called to me. It really did. And I'm so grateful for it. So let's see. As a matter of fact, they have a spread here in the cards. We're going to go ahead and use one of these spreads that they gave us for you. Okay. And here we go. We're going to use the circle spread that it has. Just show you. So it's a 9-card spread. It's a 9-card spread. And we'll go ahead and pull this spread for you since it's there. It showed itself to me like, this is what you'll do. Because everything is just freestyling right now for you. I had no idea what we're going to talk about. I just was like, it's been so heavy on my mind to get your reading done. But I also knew that, it needed to be done when it wasn't heavy on my mind, but when it was got to take a shit urge. And so that's kind of what happened. We haven't done the daily yet. I'll be coming back to do the daily tarot show after this, but I have to get your reading out first. All right, so let's see what the circle spread has to say for you, my dear, for your 2020. Okay. All right, here we go. Move the heart tarot over a little bit. Give myself a little bit more room to lay out your spread. All right. And here we go. So this is you showing up with the Page of Discs. And then we have your mental aspects, your relationships, your creative inspirations, your actions, your emotional aspects, your subconscious aspects, your practical matters, and your inner strengths. The bottom of the deck is what you bring forward with you that will be supportive of you in 2020. And we have the 5 of Wands, and the key word here is grounding. So it's like through all the chaos and confusion that's going around you, you've managed to stand your ground with I'm hearing with a ferocity, with a pure primal, like that tiger card we got, primal, right? Pure primal power. You've managed to ground yourself right where you are. And let's go ahead and dig more into these, because this page of this in the center and the aspect of you, the question of health comes up. Its keyword is health. So anywhere where you've been thinking about your health or the health of a loved one, and I feel like it's not even your health, because this health guy, he's looking over at the King of Cups. So this is somebody who you love and somebody who loves you, and you're thinking about this person and their health. Are you thinking about their health because of their drinking? And I'm hearing that we'll use the Sevilla de la Singara, the Seville de la Bohemienne, Gypsy Oracle cards to clarify, which is interesting because I haven't really used these on the show in a while, though. So let's get into this and just get a little bit more about what's going on here for you. All right. So the page of this is, I feel like this is you really figuring like, well, what can I do? What can I do to support this person? And this is emotional aspects. The King of Cups is in your emotional aspects. I feel like the card of sorrow comes out. The card of sorrow comes out from the deck. And the Soldier, as well as the Room. So I feel like you're concerned, you have some concern over a loved one who is very distraught and you're very distraught for them, because it's like this person, they're actually such a brave and bold and strong person. And is it that they're gone now, or is it that they're just not like they were before? Okay. This is somebody that you love dearly. This is somebody that you, it makes you feel bad to watch what they go through, right? It makes you feel bad to watch what they go through. I feel like you're looking for how to accomplish your goal. You know, you have a plan. Below you in your creative inspirations, you have the King of Swords. So now there's two kings here, right? And kings are about action, and the full physical expression of. So this is what can I say to encourage this person today? What can I say to be more encouraged today? What can I say to encourage myself? How can I use my thoughts to better influence my world? All of these things are coming up. The clarifiers we have for you, the first one is the child. The child. And the King of Swords energy is Libra, Gemini, Aquarius, masculine. This is a guy, or of masculine, female. The child, the falseness card. This cat has come out. And the Doctor card. The Doctor. And so, yeah, I again, the energy of healing comes up strongly in this. How can we heal this energy? How can I, what has to happen to get this person to see through these false ideas they have about this healing process? And how can I more effectively communicate that? How can I be more tactful? And I also feel like some doctor is going to tell you that there's something going on with you. And I'm hearing, you know what? You need to get a second opinion on that. Like, don't just believe that, oh, well, I've got this going on because one doctor told you so. Like, I can't tell you how many times people go and get second and third opinions, and they're actually fine. But all of a sudden, you know, and then this is what I'm hearing. All of a sudden, there are a lot of people who think that there's something wrong with them, but they go to see a doctor. And I am not a doctor, so here's my legal disclaimer. Like, dude, you're responsible for everything you do. Love you. I'm just channeling messages. And you have to take them and leave them as they resonate for you. But there's a lot of people who are going through some ascension symptoms, because that cat is speaking to me about intuition. And this cat has a dark color and a light color around its neck, and are over its nose area here in the third eye area, right? So what I see is light coming into you. There's some ascension symptoms going on, and I feel like it's affecting the children and it's affecting you. And if you aren't getting answers from your doctor that say, you know, if your doctor says, well, we can't find anything wrong with you, leave it at that. because it literally is that. Don't keep looking to doctors to prove that you have something wrong. And if they've told you that there's something wrong with you, well, then you want to go get second opinions, because you really don't want to own anything that's going to make your life any harder. Because the minute you believe it, like, now you're going to bring that energy in for you one way or another. So the point is to prove that you have a clear bill of health, and let's go ahead and move on. I'll put the clarifiers there. I feel like that's all I need to say about this King of Swords right now. I'm being brought to move on to the position of your mental aspects, which is the Queen of Discs. The Queen of Discs has the ability to really create in her world. She has the ability to earn an income. She knows how to make things that she could sell. She has spiritual abilities and talents that she's able to translate her talents and skills into financial prosperity. She's great at taking care of her family and her home, and she cooks good food, and she's actually really beautiful. She can be voluptuous. She could be dark-haired or darker, medium or darker skinned. She could be somebody who is very connected with nature, somebody who, and I feel like this is totally, these are all aspects of you also, I feel like emotionally, I'm being drawn back to the King of Cups real quick. I feel like emotionally, you're really sitting in a place of mastery. And I feel like you are so, it's like you're doing as best as you've ever done in your life. I really see that right now. Okay. I feel that this is translating into your physical world. So I feel also that financially for you, you're looking forward to the leveling up. And let me tell you, it's coming, because in your practical matters, you have the Ace of Pentacles coming in. So that's awesome, because the Ace of Pentacles coming in, that's like new avenues of prosperity opening up for you that will grow, absolutely will grow. Okay. But in your mental aspects, you're just focused on trying to take care of this family, take care of these people who I love, be an excellent provider, make these good meals, and take care of myself also. The thing about the Queen of this is she's Taurus, Capricorn, Virgo energy, but she's very grounded, and she doesn't change up a whole lot. Like, she is reliable. She is consistent. She's going to do what she's going to do. And hopefully you get with the program before the whole, you blow up the whole opportunity. Because for somebody, like, if they don't appreciate you, you get plenty of chances, but at some point you're going to have to slow down with all your advances, is what I'm hearing. Because whatever you do for the people in your life, you do it to help them to advance. You're not trying to hold anybody back. You're trying to build this up. You're like building for the future and for the now, and for your children and your grandchildren and the great-grandchildren that you haven't even met yet, right? Subconsciously, you're very in tune with your intuition. Nighttime is powerful for you. Your dreams are coming through with divine inspiration. And you know that you've closed down a lot of old cycles for yourself. And you subconsciously, there's a cycle for everything as well. You know that life ebbs and flows, and it comes and it goes, and things change. And I'm hearing this song from, is it the Bangles? Seasons Change. Yeah, you know that song. So it's that energy. You understand that sometimes things have to change, that for everything there is a season, and you're in tune with your intuition. I see that you make it a point to either get out in your garden or touch a tree. It's like you make it a point to get out and ground yourself in nature, and this is important to you. And in your subconscious time during your sleep, your guides are there and your angels are there, and they're communicating with you and giving you messages. And I'm hearing for you, if you're saying to yourself, well, I dream sometimes, but not that much. Well, you could begin to program yourself. When you go to sleep, tell yourself, when I wake up, I'm going to remember my dreams, and I'll know what they mean. Okay. So I'm hearing that will be very beneficial for you. Your inner strength that you're showing up with is the Ace of Wands. And the Ace of Wands is here to say that, you're powerful. Your inner strength is asserting your will, going out and being on target, knowing how to focus. You got that laser beam focus to accomplish your goals. You know how to take your power and move in the direction you want to go. You know how to delegate. I'm hearing you know how to delegate. And I feel like this translates into some of the energy we got, where it's like, okay, it's time for you to grow up and you to grow up. And guess what? You're old enough to do this now on your own. So come on. hop with it, and you're able to really accomplish the things that you're needing to and wanting to in your life. The actions that you have is the Nine of Pentacles, and its keyword is gain. Gain. And so you are going to be receiving some windfalls, some financial growth. And that makes sense because in your practical matters, you had abundance. The Ace of Pentacles is there, new source of income, new money coming through for you. In your relationships, you have the Druid. This is Major Arcana 5, and this is the Hierophant card. So, you're married. Your marriage is looking good. Let me go ahead and pull some more clarifiers now that I've actually gone through and explained every card you have. Let's go ahead and clarify a little bit more. I know you didn't have a specific question, but in regards to gains, wow, your gains are coming through service. You have the Servant card, and I'm being told just to pull the one card. Your gains are coming through service. So where you've been of service, it's going to open up gains for you. Why is the King of Swords here? In her creative inspirations. And this is purely for you. Why is the King of Swords here in her creative inspirations? Because of a letter. Interesting. So here, some message that you receive is going to be very inspiring for you. It's going to give you, it's like if you asked for information, you signed up for something, you sent a letter to somebody. Oh, are you writing a book? Are you one of these people I've been channeling? Because I'm getting a whole lot of book writing energy lately. But this is you creatively writing. So this is like, maybe it's journaling. Maybe it's writing about what you want in your life. Maybe you've heard some of the messages that we've given here about using that. And so you have decided to use this creative writing. And I feel like it's not like such a big deal. You keep it very lightweight and easy, right? I really feel that because you're too busy to be sitting down for hours a freaking day writing. So maybe once a day you're writing down something powerful for yourself. Wow. And I'm like, and if you haven't made a decision to do that, like do that every day, once a day. Write an empowerment statement for yourself. It could be the same one every day. Choose your favorite, or it could be something different, right? But this is going to help you. Anywhere where I'm hearing anywhere where you're looking for aid or assistance or some type of resource, right? You can say, I'm so grateful that I now have everything that I need guaranteed. Wow. Okay, I like that statement. I love that power statement. That's awesome. Okay, so whatever that is for you, let's go ahead and look at why is the Druid here in your relationships? You have the House. Yay! So I just feel like things are really, you have a traditional family style. You have your husband, you have your children, you have your grandchildren, traditional roles are being kept, and I just feel like all that is really stable. I really do feel like all that is stable. Let's look again at the Queen of Discs. Okay, the Death card comes out, and here we have this angel with this sickle and a skull in his head, and I just see you creating changes that you see are necessary. I feel like for you, somebody who passed has been on your mind a lot. You had a very happy interaction with this person before, but somebody has passed. Let's look at why is the King of Cups here in her emotional aspects. And did it flip over? No, but one just fell down. The King of Cups here is for despair. Who committed a suicide? And you know what? If you find these words disrespectful, like it's never intended that way. So, or any viewer, but I'm just trying to communicate effectively. Somebody is very either depressed, or it's like they're just not their self. This person is coming back up. Is this your husband? Is this your father who passed? Is this a brother? This is somebody that is a male for sure in your life that is a very, very pessimistic outlook on life. And that has affected, this is something that's being held onto in your emotional aspects. Okay. Let's go ahead and look at your subconscious aspects where you have the moon. It's coming out with thought. So thinking a lot about the past is affecting your subconscious. And I'm hearing where you can't get past the past. It has a lot to do with your subconscious. Okay, and I feel like this is totally linked to the emotional aspects, which is why I just moved on like that, because what I'm getting is to help you in these situations. And if there's another person who's physically involved here, like some a tactical, practical tool that is available free for you is some subliminal programming, some of the I'm hearing heart healing chakra videos. And they don't have to be played very loud. It could be a very low whisper in the room as you sleep, especially, or as this person sleeps. You know, as sleeping, play some of this heart chakra healing energy that's going to help alleviate some of this. Because I feel like we're dealing with an empath who holds on to everything that they pass because they haven't learned to release it and flow it out of them. And so what happens is it stays there, and then once it bubbles forth so much, it expresses itself in outbursts, whether they're emotional outbursts or angry outbursts or outbursts with their coping mechanisms, right? So I feel like this can help, but I also feel like the more you see that person that way and you open up to seeing that person empowered in your mind, and it made my head reel, right? It made my head reel. Then the more, if you can shift your perspective from seeing them in this, I'm hearing the word pitiable place, and then see them in an empowered place. And how can you do that when somebody is feeling so pitiable? Well, you say, well, you know, they're doing the best they can from where they're at. And from where they're at, there's a lot of room to grow. And there's been a lot of times where I felt so low. But you know what? I allowed myself to let go of that emotion. And the universe has brought them to where they're at in a perfect place. God is with them every day anyway, in every phase. And so whatever depression or despair they feel is there to help them find what's real. And so I'll just keep holding space for the healing and the growing and the growing of the knowing. And they're growing every day. It's not like they're staying the same way. They're doing the best they can every time. And if they're doing the best they can, then they're grabbing onto God's hand and they will be led up out of this. But to bless them, I know that I have to know that they have everything. They are not pitiable. They're not terrible. They are not so bad off. They're actually in a very powerful place. And even though they can't see it, I will not let my energy feel disgrace. I will feel the power and hold the energy of their power for them, because I know that this is their true self. I know I've seen they've been a soldier, they've been a warrior before, and I'm a soldier of love. And so I'll hold that energy for them. Okay, so that's that. Let's go ahead and look at why is the Ace of Pentacles here in your practical matters again. It says waiting. And literally I heard waiting on the world to change. Okay, and that song came through in another reading that I did, I want to say daily 2 days ago maybe. But the practical matters, it's like what you were waiting for as far as financial, that's opened up for you. And it's interesting because, wow, what I just saw was the similarity between this lady's got her elbow up on this pedestal here, right? And see the center of that circle that her elbow sits on, and look at how it looks just like the target over here in your Ace of Wands. And this Ace of Wands is your inner strength. So you have the inner strength to literally bring the change to your world that you want to see and create that whole new world energy for your family, in your practical matters, in your finances. You have the ability to get the new, any new that you're looking to have come through. Yes, you have 2 aces here, 2 kings. The aces is that 11 energy. So in practical matters, I feel like you've been building, you've been waiting for so long to have certain things come together for you. And you're going to find that that comes through, you know. So let's look at why is the Ace of Wands here and your inner strengths. It speaks of creativity. Why is the Ace of Wands here in her inner strength? Help clarify this. Thank you. And we had falling out the Scholar. Yes. Okay, so The scholar is saying, in your inner strength is you have so much experience that you know exactly what to do in most situations, you know? Like, you make very powerful moves. You make very strategic things. You know how to create change in your life. And I feel like you've been studying up on this. You've been learning. You've been putting new things into practice. You've been applying what you've been learning to have a positive effect in your life. Praise. I do feel like there's going to be more again in 2020 for you to really just delve into. I feel like in 2020, you're really going to get really deep into a particular subject of study. And is this you that's going to begin a higher education? Is this college, or is this spiritual expansion? But it's there. Maybe it's both, one for you and one for somebody you love, or maybe you're doing both. Yes. Okay. The page of disc. This is you. You're at the page of disc. So what we want to do is see if you come into 2020 as the page of disc, and page of disc is your energy that you're sitting in. Let's see what is being drawn forward from you in this page of disc, because pages are all about thought and discs are all about your physical world. So you're thinking about the world around you, right? And so what is being drawn in to help you? The young woman in your physical, in your body. And I'm hearing give praise to everywhere where you how young you are. I love it. Instead of saying I'm 41 years old, we say I'm 41 years young. Yes. That's funny. This is going to help your health. This is going to help your wealth. This is going to help your mentality. Emotionally, what is being called for me? Literally, that's all I'm getting off of that card. Wow. I don't think I've ever channeled that message before. Okay, let's see. Emotionally, what's being called forward for you in 2020? Misfortune. Oh my goodness. So I feel like in 2020, there's some things that are gonna, dude, there's some resets going on for you. There are more resets going on for you. It's like whatever didn't get solved 2019 and prior, it's like the universe is working to put things into place. And there's gonna be just those things. With the misfortune card, I get the out of your control happenings, the things that just the flukes, because what you can control is yourself, right? And the more you have this mastery, that world reflects what's inside of you. So anywhere where you're still on a soul level calling for empowerment, for clearing of energy, for release of old karmas, I feel like those opportunities are going to come through. And how will you respond to them this time around? And what will you choose to do is really what's coming up. How will you choose to look at events? Are they unfortunate events, or are they the things that needed to happen to help you get where you are? Okay. And as they come in, will there be a, oh shit, fuck, horse, damn, piss, whatever? Or will it be mazel tov? When something breaks, when something falls, when something doesn't do what you want it to, that's the perfect time to say mazel tov, And it's like, and it's funny because it's like, I don't even know if I've ever even looked up the actual meaning of mazel tov, but the way I channeled it, and it's like, in this, what looks bad, in this breakage, in this challenge, there's a blessing. And it's actually opening up new energy that I want in my life, right? And it's anything that's broken was broken as a blessing, and it serves me well, right? Regarding your headspace and your thoughts, what is this page of this calling forth for you for 2020? And we have the journey. It's time to take a journey of the mind. It's time to take your thoughts, somewhere that they've never been, but they've been focused upon. It's like you want to believe better, you want to feel better, you want to think better, right? And it's like making plans to travel, plans to really, I really feel like this is you learning how to, again, communicate more effectively with yourself, with your life, with the people in your life, right? So when I say with yourself, this is you no longer choosing to belittle yourself or say rude comments to yourself, but to really use your words and your thoughts, your private thoughts, the ones where, because they always say, and it's so true, like you're the harshest judge of yourself. You judge yourself harsher than anyone else. And there's so much truth to that. But this is you beginning to move that energy in a different way, and not be so upset with yourself, not be belittling to yourself or cutting yourself down. And even in the way the interactions are with others, I feel like there's a coming to grips with the idea that a child had to go through this journey. And it stays, I feel like you really dwell on this a lot. One of the children had to go on this journey. They're having this life experience, and it's a challenge for you. Okay, let's look at what is this page of disc calling for you spiritually to embrace for 2020. I feel like there's challenges for you in 2020. Somebody is leaving, somebody is going away, whether that's physically going away or a transition, and here we have, as I talked about, 41 years young, we have the old woman coming out. But the old woman really speaks to me of wisdom. She's that grandma energy. She's the woman who has been through so much, and she's not, she sometimes people think she's proud, but really she just understands herself and what's going on. And when I say people think she's proud, I mean, some people think she's arrogant, but that's their problem. That is not your problem. The fact that you know things, you're accomplished, you know what to do, you have the right energy to help move your family, yourself, your life in the direction you want to be in. I do feel like there's an inheritance coming in for you. I really do. As much as I'm hearing, it pains me to say, it's not a words that I like to choose. There's an inheritance coming in for you. And so whatever form that takes for you, I really don't want to read any more into that inheritance. Thank you very much. So let's get some encouraging thoughts from some of these oracle decks for you. And we'll begin with the Affirmators deck. Love these cards. And I'll just read them right for you because they're so clear. There's not a lot of explaining to do in this, Lucy. So who, like Lucy and Desi, like whose show is that? That's somebody's show. And it's like, hey, okay, that energy is coming through for you. What's the message for my client, Master Scott, at this time? What Affirmators card is here for my client at this time? 2020. She can go back and watch this video as many times as she needs to through the year. Are you going to give me one, or do I have to pick one? What's the deal? Okay, spread and pick. Will do. Here it is. Dude, this like coincides with our whole reading. This is letting go. I don't dwell on bad things that happen. I let things go because I have enough heavy things to carry around. And also, grudges aren't a great look. So you see this person is like walking on. He's got his journey going. Like we just had the word journey coming up for you. And just dropping off baggage. And I feel like a lot of this is emotional baggage of stuff from the past. And I feel like I'm getting that there's some family members that you had some experiences with that you need to release yourself from the energy of by moving forward from a place of love. and you don't have to see them again to do this. You can do this by simply speaking to their soul. Do it on an energetic plane, right? Do it in your meditative state where you speak to their energy and you offer forgiveness or apology. Or usually it requires both. I'm not gonna lie. Like if you get an apology, you probably need to offer forgiveness and an apology too, because usually it takes not just one hand to make the noise, it takes two. Just saying, my mother always used to say that, and she was pretty on point with that energy. So let's get you a power thought card from Louise Hay. Okay, get your power thought card going for your 2020. I really hope you've enjoyed your reading, and I've enjoyed your support. I've enjoyed you watching the show. I've enjoyed your children watching the show and supporting what I do. It says, I have the perfect living space is your card. And there we have a home with all its colorful designs on it, flowers. You have some pillows with flowers on them somewhere in your house. You have some pillows with flowers on them somewhere in your house. You actually have a chimney in your house? Wow, that's so cool. A lot of houses don't have that anymore, right? It says, I see myself living in a wonderful place. It fulfills all my needs and desires. It's in a beautiful location and at a price I can't afford. And so that energy of really appreciating where you are, the fact that you have it, it's beautiful, it's perfect for you. Yes. Okay. So let's go ahead and see for you, Momma B, the Miracle Now message. Ooh. Miracle Now from Gabrielle Bernstein. Okay. Here we go. What is the Miracle Now for Momma B? Okay, here we go. I can release ancient pain simply by feeling it. Yeah. Okay, I just got something really strong. I told you this is going to be you releasing old energies, right? And so I feel like this passing, this death has already happened. There's energy of letting go. I feel like whatever that is, it's already happened. And now it's like processing it, right? Processing it and healing the pain of it in your life is coming up for you at this time. So anywhere where you didn't yet already process pain from your childhood traumas, your teen years, your preteen years, your early 20s, all that stuff, like that stuff, if you find those things coming to your thoughts, it's important for you to offer forgiveness. If you can't, ask yourself how you can, right? And some of these emotions that are going to come up for you, you haven't dealt with since way back then. And they're coming up so that you can clear them, because when it comes in and it's not such a big deal, like it kind of just sits on the surface, you can ignore it, it'll go away. But there are certain experiences that you've had that didn't come in like the passing of your dad. They didn't come in lightweight. They came in and they dug in hooks into your energy because they were so traumatic for you and there was such a strong emotional response. So this is about you releasing that energy. And when the energy is really thick like that, it has occurred to me, and looking back in my own healing process, that, it had to go out with the same feeling it came in with. That day that I sat in the car listening to Pink Floyd, Dark Side of the Moon on repeat over and over after my dad died, and all the tears I shed and all the pain I had, so many years later, probably, how many years later was it? Probably like, I'm hearing about 20 years later, about 18 to 20 years later, I laid in my bed all day. I woke up with that energy on me, right? I woke up feeling so sad and depressed, and I'm like, there's no reason for me to feel like this. But my consciousness had an awareness that we were doing some heavy processing. So I told my family to leave me alone, and I let them know I was going to be crying all day. And I literally laid in my bed and cried to Pink Floyd all day long. And I know that that was the beginning of really releasing the energy of dealing with my father and his suicide, right? So I'm telling you this experience of mine because it's going to help you and it's going to come to your mind when you need it. I really, really look forward to hearing back from you about these messages that I have channeled for you. And I will also grant you a follow-up one question quickie. So you can text that to me or email that to me when you're ready, and I will get you a response. Thank you so much for all you've done to support this channel. And to all of my viewers, pay attention because I'll be back momentarily with our daily tarot show. Praise! I absolutely love and adore the part of me that aligns with you. The golden thread that shines all the way through, called love and peace and happiness. And in the meantime, in between time, you can treat yourself at lphtarot.com. As in love, peace, and happiness to you and yours. And of course, me and mine. Until next time.